home, Star family.
Look out, world. Starman is back.
Yeah.
I think that there's a real opportunity here, Court, for you to learn directly from him.
I can train you. I can show you some pretty great tricks.
We're gonna get you on a good career path, okay? We're gonna find you a great job.
Hey, that sounds terrible.
Ain't no stopping us.
We have been doing everything we can to fit in here.
Would you like some help with that? We can help the bad guys break good.
Ain't no stopping us. We do the impossible.
They don't want you here. They're not our enemies anymore.
You let half the villains that killed our friends move in next door!
No matter what evil comes our way next, we'll be unstoppable.
We do the impossible.
Well, Dugan, looks like you and your crew's getting another season. Well, whatever Stargirl's name is. I tend to forget her name, so bear with me, but I do actually like the show. I did binge watch both season 1 and season 2 during the winter time of this year because I was out with COVID, so I ended up watching Stargirl season 1 and season 2. And I have to say, I actually did enjoy it. When it first came out, I was like, nah, this ain't for me like I was with Miss Marvel, but I was on COVID. I was like, hey, Stargirl's on. Let me see what this is. I watched it on HBO Max, and I actually did enjoy it. She talks about the JSA. She talks about, like, the show brings in a lot of things, especially the JSA, the Justice Society of America. And since they will be in Shazam later on this year, I thought it was pretty dope that this show actually did make a return before the movie came out. So a lot of people will get a whole lot of JSA this year with Stargirl and Shazam. Now, well, Black Adam, my bad, Black Adam. Now, if you haven't watched the first 2 seasons, it's on HBO Max. I'm not really going to spoil it for you guys, but there are returning characters. There are some characters that are making their debut, like Joel McHale's character. If you don't know who Joel McHale is, he's a comedian. He was in Community when the show came out, and way back in the day, there was this TV show on E called The Soup. And I actually did watch The Soup a lot back in the day. Like, Joel McHale's hilarious to me. Well, was hilarious. I don't know what he's doing with himself now, besides being a Stargirl. But seems like, if you don't know, he plays Starman. And at the beginning of the series, him and the JSA are killed off by the ISA, which is the Injustice Society of America, my bad. And they kill off Joel McHale's JSA at the beginning. Well, they don't kill off everybody, because I do believe some of the JSA members are still alive. Like Dr. Midnight's still alive, but he's blind. I still believe the majority of them are still alive, just like how Joel McHale's character is still alive, which is a main question a lot of people are going to be asking, like, how is he still alive? I feel like that's going to be answered this season, with either this season or next season, because when big name heroes come back like that, just from the grave, from dying, there has to be some legit reason why. There's always a backstory to why a very famous hero who died just randomly comes back. Like, for instance, Death of Superman. Superman had a legit reason how he came back and why he came. Well, of course, he had a reason why he came back. He's fucking Superman. But there's a reason why. If you don't know, go watch The Death of Superman, The Reign of Superman on HBO Max as well. I just actually watched The Reign of Superman yesterday. So I can give you that story like the back of my hand. I love the Death of Superman storyline. But back to Stargirl, though. So first season was about Stargirl getting the JSA together. Well, getting a new version of the JSA together. If you look at the new version of JSA and Stargirl, you'll be like, who the fuck are these people? You'll be looking at not the old JSA, but the new JSA. That's the team that Stargirl is trying to get together. You'll be sitting there like, who the fuck are these people? Like, she tries her best to get a ragtag team together to replace the other team. Like, she had her Wildcat. She got her an Hourman. Now, luckily, Hourman is the son of the original Hourman, so it's kind of fitting, passing the mantle. But everybody else is not technically related to the heroes that they're, taking the place of, except for Stargirl. Stargirl honestly thought that she was related to Starman because she knew how to use the cosmic staff, but come to find out, her actual father pops up in season 2, and he's a tool. So he's just like them deadbeat dads you see in movies and TV shows. They show up, they act like they give a damn, then they leave. That's pretty much what her father is. Joel McHale pops up at the very end of season 2. So what is this season mainly about is what you're probably asking, like, what is the season about? Well, if you watch the end of last season, honestly, I felt like last season could have been the do-all, be-all, end-all of Stargirl series, because Calypso is a very dangerous villain. Like, he is a super serious villain. So I was wondering, how the fuck did these people handle him? He's like a Justice League level threat, but hey, they found a way to beat him, so it is what it is. But this next season, I know jack shit about this villain. Like, I'm keeping it a band with y'all. I don't know nothing about this villain. Like, some of the JSA villains or Stargirl villains, I do not know at all. Like, most of the villains that popped up in the series, I've never seen. Like, Icicle, never heard of him. Brainwave, never heard of him. Solomon Grundy, I have heard of him. If you watch the Batman animated series or any DC related properties, Solomon Grundy pops up every now and then. So Solomon Grundy, I knew who Solomon Grundy was though. Tigress and Sportsmaster, I knew who they were because Sportsmaster's in Young Justice, and so is Tigress, but Tigress is Artemis. Also Artemis is also in Stargirl, and I know who Artemis is. So a lot of these villains you might know. Some of the villains you might know. If you do know them, cool. If you don't, Google's a powerful tool. That's what I used to figure out who these villains are. So, but this season, it seems that, from what I've read, it seems like they're going for the whole frenemies. So this season's supposed to be called Frenemies, I believe. And I'm not a big fan of that, but I'm kind of glad they didn't add that to the title. Not to the title, but to the trailer, whatever, because that probably would have turned off a lot of people, like frenemies. Nah, I'm good. But I think that's the whole point of this season, because as you can see, Joel McHale's character is breaking down, talking about y'all got people who killed our friends living next door, which is true. So it looked like he's yelling at Pat Dugan or Dugan, whatever you want to call him, or Stripesy. We're gonna call him Stripesy because that's actually his name, Stripesy. So he's yelling at Stripesy for having next door neighbors that killed his friends, which is Sportsmaster, Tigress, and Artemis. So it seems like a lot. Now, like I said, I don't know who the main villain is this season, but from what I can remember, in the last episode, the last couple seconds of the last episode, the dude looked like he had on some type of armor, but his face was like a whole skeleton, like a whole skull, like a floating skull. And the voice, oh, I could tell that voice from anywhere. We all know it's Keith David. Like, when I heard that voice, I'm like, hold on, rewind that. And it was Keith David. So I'm like, oh yeah, best believe I'm watching this season. Even if the villain is trash, Keith David is an amazing actor. So I gotta show some love to Keith David. Like, one of my favorite actors of all time. But who all gonna show back up? Of course, her friends, Wildcat. I forget their legit names, so bear with me. Wildcat, Miss Midnight, because not Mr. Midnight, it's Miss Midnight now. Hourman. I think somebody else got some powers. I don't know if Stargirl's stepbrother is gonna return with the pen as Thunderbolt, but from what I read in the comic books, it's his friend who usually uses the Thunderbolt pen. Because most of the JSA comics I read, it was his friend. His black friend is usually the one controlling the pen. So I was like, so what about her brother? Her brother really wanted to be part of the team, so is he gonna be able to do something? Maybe he could be the next Stripesy. I could see him being the next Stripesy. So that could be him and his dad's thing, because that was a big part when it came down to last season, how he was feeling some type of way about, his dad working with Stargirl, and how he was like, that's my dad. How would you feel if I stole your mom? But he didn't know that she was Stargirl until he found out. Then once he found out she was Stargirl, he was like, all right, bet. I want to be on the team. And so on and so forth. And that's a rabbit hole that she went down. Now, one of the cool things I did like that she did was she went back to the JSA headquarters and took a lot of their equipment, like the kazoo, the Green Lantern, a lot of the stuff. And it was like, first and foremost, where is the JSA's headquarters located? 2, how'd she get there so easily? 3, how'd she get in so easily? Do y'all not believe in alarms? Like, no wonder y'all got taken down so easily. But anywho, Stargirl is going to be hopefully a good season. CW has been pretty bad with their DC shows. And I'm hoping that this is actually like their saving grace. Because even though, yes, and there are some moments in Stargirl where it can be cringy, but it's cringy to the point where it's funny. Now, do I expect to see other DC heroes pop up besides the ones that have already popped up? I do see Green Lantern popping up, but the female Green Lantern. I forgot her name, but she's supposedly the daughter of the very first Green Lantern. Who's the Green Lantern on the JSA? You know, the one, Alan Scott, the one whose Green Lantern ring is based off of magic and not from some sci-fi shit in space. So that ring is based off of magic. So we can just kind of, well, not magic, but also the life or the green, as they say in DC Comics. So hopefully we get to see that. Now, there are some characters I would like to see pop up, because there's a lot of JSA members. Now, I would like to see Black Adam, their version of Black Adam, not The Rock, hopefully. But that's Mr. Fantastic levels of scratch trying to get there. So we'll just have to wait and see. But what do you guys think? Do y'all think Stargirl deserved another season? Do y'all think it was even a good show to get another season? Let me know in the comments below. But other than that, guys, I love y'all. Hope y'all taking care of yourselves. Peace.